Hey guys, so what we got here is a character creation screen. Here I want to talk a little bit about, customizing your character, character roles, specs, and like weapon choices. So look, we'll get started with a little bit of a demonstration of obviously you can go male or female. You got your three different size characters. Now you got your large, your medium size, and your small. Um, for the purpose of the video, we'll go large just so we display everything. Now, characters can be inspired by existing DC Universe superheroes. So as you can see, we can be inspired by Batman, and we end up looking a little bit like Batman. We get all these traits along the side here. For the purpose of the video, I'm not going to bother with that. That's something you guys can play with in-game. So we're going to go along to custom, and this is where you make your first major choice. So your first choice is a hero or villain. Look, either way, through this video, it's not going to matter which choice we make, so I'm just going to make a hero. Now, what we've got here is your personality type. Again, it's purely just a stance when you're idle in game. So if we went across to powerful, oops, hang on a sec. If we go back to serious, he's very serious looking, powerful. You look like you're going to beat someone up. Primal, pretty feral looking, flirty. A bit like I'm a player. And your comical, I don't really think that's comical at all. Let's go with serious. And here we choose our mentor. Now on the villains side, the mentors are obviously different. So you got your Batman, which would be your Joker on the opposite side. Superman on villain side is actually Lex Luthor, and Wonder Woman on the villain side is Cersei's. So for the purpose of this video, I'll just go Batman. Now these are your class types. So these are the choices that matter to you. Your first choice here is fire. Now fire is a tanking role, and when it's not a tanking role, it's a DPS role. Keep in mind, every role is actually a DPS role. I'll just go through that now. So yes, fire is a tanking role. You got your gadgets. Now gadgets is a control role, and as I said in the last video, controller is more of a utility role in game. So you're not healing, you're not tanking, you're DPSing, and you're providing superpower back to the group, and possibly providing a little bit of CC as well. We go down to our next role, which is ice. Now ice is again another tanking role. So there are two tanking roles, fire and ice. We go a little bit down here. We got mental. Mental is another control role. So again, regenerating superpowers and providing a bit of CC while constantly DPSing. Nature is a healing role, obviously, and a DPS role, but healing is its secondary raid group role, I would say. And your sorcery. Now, each of these roles actually has two talent trees, you could say. We'll go further into those later in the game. We'll try and make one of every character and go through them for you. Now, alongside the two main trees, you have your iconic powers, which are your superpowers, which will set you different to the next player. Okay. Now, all right. So let's continue on. Let's go. We want to be a bit of a tank, so we're going to go fire here. Now, movement speed. It's just how you're going to navigate around the world. So. You got your flight, which obviously means you're going to fly around. Your acrobatics. Now, acrobatics, you run fast, and you can pretty much scale up and down walls and hang off roofs. Super speed. Well, I mean, if you like the Flash and you like to run fast, obviously super speed's the choice for you. All right, we'll just go acrobatics. My favorite. Now here we got our weapon choices. Now, no matter what weapon choice you choose, really doesn't, in all honesty, I don't think it matters. It's just a personal choice. Either way, when in game, you all have your individual superpowers depending on what spec you've chosen. And a weapon choice is more a way of how you deliver that superpower. So, I mean, if I went fire and went bow, that means I'm going to be tanking with a bow, which could be shooting fire arrows. Brawling means I'll still have my iconic superpowers like my fire. I'll put a fire shield on myself. Pistols, pretty self-explanatory. Again, dual wield is much the same. I mean, there's a whole lot of choices. Hand blast is pretty sweet. Martial arts, very much like dual wield in my opinion. Has some pretty cool looking combos though. One-handed, haven't touched it, haven't played with it, haven't seen many players with it, so I don't know much about it. Rifle. It's just like bow, I would honestly say. Staff, pretty cool. I like that staff. and two-hander, which I have played. It's just like, I mean, each one has a difference. Obviously, two-hander is going to be slower. A staff is going to be like a medium-paced attack. Rifle is going to be like a slower attack. One-handers will be fast. Martial arts will be fast. Hand blast will be fast. Dual wield will be fast. Pistols will be fast. Brawling again, maybe a bit slower, and bows will be fast. I guess it depends on what your style is. So, like, if you're a WoW player and you like playing a hunter, you'll obviously go for a bow or a rifle or a pistols. If you're like a rogue, you go for martial arts, dual wield. If you're caster, you may find yourself going for a pistols or hand blast, or either way. When you're in game and a mob's in front of you, your main mouse button will always be a melee attack, and your secondary right click will always be a ranged form of attack. So if you're an arrow, you're obviously going to be right clicking more than you're going to be left clicking. Again, these are the minor choices you'll end up making that'll choose your character and make it actually different to the next character in game. And that's one thing that I found really cool about this is you never know, your character is going to be 100% different to the next one, unless you've gone for the inspired by feature, which means you've taken a set template and just gone with it. Now, here's where we go through our list here. This is all the choices we've made so far, and you can go into costume. Body, you can choose your skin and your hair type. Now, skins is pretty cool. There's some pretty interesting ones in there. Some pretty ridiculous ones as well, like that. Hair, I mean, in all honesty, the hair features are ridiculous. The main ones you're going to want to choose are probably at the top and a couple at the very bottom. You go a little bit down, you start getting these weird-looking beards, and it just kind of looks a bit silly. Okay, then we're just going to gear. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this kind of stuff, because it's the kind of stuff you like to play with when you get the game yourself. Heaps of choices, though. I mean, I can scroll down all these lists, and you can guarantee that there's going to be something there that someone else doesn't have that you've added to your character. And along the way, you end up learning and gaining more styles through the game. So no matter whatever you choose here, it's always going to be changeable later. So there you go. I'll change my top, my gloves, and my feet. I'll just add some feet. There's some pretty cool custom designs there, and really that's the character creation screen. Your main choices up here with your select your power type. They're the ones you want to pay attention to before you do it. I highly suggest reading the roles on the side here. As you can see, fire is primarily a defense role when it's not DPSing, and gadgets a control role. So please check it out before you do it. You don't want to go in game, level a character up thinking, oh, this is mad, I'm a sweet DPS class, and then get in there and get told in a group, oh, can you switch to tank, and then realize, I don't want to tank, I don't want to do that. Although, at the very same time, tanking in this game is very much less like DPSing. It just means all your attacks that you do will cause more threat. Healing, like I said in the last video as well, healing's very different in this game. You're not selecting a player and healing them. You're just casting a healing spell which will apply to the lowest health group member and yourself, or you'll be applying an AoE heal over time, or an AoE heal, or a frontal cone heal. So don't go thinking, oh, I'll just sit back at the group. You actually have to be in the group healing, which is completely different to any other. Maybe Lord of the Rings Online, where you'd have your bard and you'd play your little guitar. Not my style. I didn't really like that feature. This is very much, if you're a healer, they've made it exciting. You've got to get in there and do a bit of melee, because your DPS, while you're there and not required to heal, is going to be important as well. Well, yeah, guys, look, that'll be the end of this video. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll probably get another video out again today, more based on the social panel and in-game menus, just because, I mean, it's a main part of the game and a main feature of the game. And look, some of the in-game menus actually are a bit of a letdown, and we feel that you guys who are maybe thinking about buying the game, like, it shouldn't impact your choice on the game, but you should at least know about, the things that other players aren't impressed with. So we'll get that out for you ASAP. And look, I hope you guys enjoy the character creation screen. Look, it doesn't offer much content, but hope some new players out there who are maybe thinking about buying the game found it interesting.